All right, if you are doing the pit bike races, come on up to signups. You can sign up for the pit bike race up here at signups. All right, 30 more minutes of signups, 30 more minutes of signups. Also, Lisa Plata is walking around. If you want to do pit bike races, sign up with her. She is walking around with clipboard. It's currently up on the first turn right now. Or second turn. Second turn. All right, last 15 minutes of signups. Last 15 minutes of signups. All right, again, if you do pit bike races, come on up to signups. You don't need to have your own pit bike. Some here, we can rotate through people on pit bikes. So even if you don't have your own and you want to do it, come sign up at signups. All right, last call for signups. Last call for signups. All right, signups are closed. Signups are closed. Last three gates. Last three gates. All right, motos are posted. Motos are posted. Please double check your moto. Make sure the number on your bike matches the number on the moto sheet. If not, please get it corrected or let us know. But motos are posted. It is balance bike practice only now. Also, if you are riding around on a pit bike, please bring it over to the bike shack so we can get them all lined up ready for pit bike races during breaks. So if you're riding a pit bike, bring it on over to the shack so we can get them ready. Yeah, if you're riding a SeaTac pit bike, make sure it's over at the Connex box so we can get it lined up and ready to go. All right, again, it's moto correction time. If you have any moto corrections, bring them up. All right, final call for motor corrections. Final call for motor corrections. Can we get Jamie to signups? Jamie? Actually, here. All right, today for Flag Lap, if you are wearing a Bakerview or Bigfoot jersey, you get to do the Flag Lap today. So Bakerview and Bigfoot jerseys get to do Flag Lap today. So pit bike races will be going on during break. So during break, we'll do pit bike races. And we got motos all written out, ready to go. So during break, if you're doing a pit bike race, you will head to staging and we'll get you in the motos. All right, motos for pit bikes have also been posted if you want to check it. So welcome out to SeaTac BMX. Thank you all for coming out. I know we had a last minute change of plans. Sometimes the weather puts a damper on some things, but Bakerview and Bigfoot both did all they could to try to get the races going. Couldn't quite get it to go, so we wanted to do this to go, but we have $1,065 split. Each track is getting that much money to make up for the money they're going to lose for not having their state races on the normal weekend. So thank you guys for coming out. $1,065 going to Bigfoot, $1,065 going to Bakerview. So tracks rely a lot on those big races to help fund the rest of the year. So thank you guys for coming out, making this happen. And they are rescheduling theirs to the weekend of the 6th and 7th. So the races are still happening, but things will change. Not as many people can go. So we wanted to help out as much as we can. So thank you all for coming out. All right, balance bikes are off and going. Jace and Sawyer. Jace down that third straightaway out front in the 1, Sawyer in the 2. Deck plate racing, cycle therapy racing 1 and 2. But we got Jace Clayton out front. Sawyer's getting told to go faster into that last turn. But it looks like Jace out front going to get the 1 this round for balance bikes. Jace and Sawyer 1 and 2. Finishing it off. Balance bikes round number 1. Jace and Sawyer 1 and 2. All right, Ladies League Cruiser on the track. First moto, Luna, Marissa, Gracie into that SeaTac turn. Luna Plata, though, out front, showing them how it's done. Luna Plata in the 1. Marissa and Gracie 2 and 3 into that second turn. We got Luna Plata, SeaTac development team out front in the 1. Luna, Marissa, Gracie 1, 2, and 3 into that last turn. Luna Plata out front in the 1. Marissa and Gracie side by side to that rim section, battling it out. Luna out front of the 1. Gracie coming by on the outside. Gracie and Marissa 2 and 3. Luna in the 1. Gracie going to get the 2. Marissa going to get the 3. Moto number 3, Kat, Zeta, Allison, Kelly. Kat Berry out front in the 1. Kelly in the 2. Zeta in the 3. Allison in the 4 around that SeaTac turn. Kat Berry out front in the 1. Cat leading it around. Kelly in the 1. Oh, Allison up into the 2. Zeta into the 4. But it looks like Cat Berry out front in the 1. Gold Cup number 3 leading it around. Kelly. Oh, Zeta trying to make a move underneath Allison side by side in the rhythm. Kelly, Zeta, Allison around that last turn. Cat Berry, Sabre Racing going to get the 1. Allison going underneath, making a move. Kelly, Allison, Zeta making a push show. Zeta going to get by Allison in the 4. 7 and under cruiser, Case, Oakley, Eli, Ryder, Jordan. Out front, it's a Bigfoot BMX jersey. Out front in the 1. Leading around all 4 wide over that double. I know Eli chasing him down. 4 wide into the turn. JoJo coming by on the outside. Jordan taking it over. Oakley on the 2. Or Case, Oakley, Eli, and Ryder. But it looks like Jordan made that move on the outside, taking over the 1. Jordan in the 1, Case in the 2, Oakley, Eli, and Ryder. Eli trying to make a push. Oh, close to the end. 8 cruiser, Trey, Will, Bennett. Dr. Trey out front in the 1, airing it out. Bennett airing it out. Will in that 3, but it looks like Trey, Bennett, Will, 1, 2, and 3. It's a Bigfoot BMX jersey out front in the 1. Bennett in the 2. Will in the 3. Into that last turn, Trey in that 1. Dr. Trey leading around, going to get the 1. Trey, little pedal manual in the 1. Bennett in the 2. Will in the 3. 14 cruiser, Raddick, Chester, Caleb. Raddick taking the big side in the 1. Chester airing it out in the 2. Caleb in the 3. Raddick Circa out front in the 1. Raddick, Chester, Caleb, 1, 2, and 3. In and out of that last turn, though. Raddick Circa out front in the 1. Raddick going to get the 1. Caleb coming by in that 2. Raddick, Caleb, Chester, 1, 2, 3. Jackson, Bill, Kyle, Dom taking the big side. Plummer on the outside, 1. Zach and Thomas. But it looks like Jackson, Caleb, Battle Out Revolution. Oh, Caleb high-lowing it, making a move. Caleb Plummer going to take the 1. Jackson the 2. Kyle, Dom, 1. Zach and Thomas. 51-55 cruiser, Tommy P. Bike Master and Jim. 1, 2, 3 with Tommy P out front in the 1. The Bike Master in the 2. Jim Roden in the 3 through that 3rd straightaway. Zach Slota, you need a letter on your bike. Zach Slota, you need to have a letter on your bike. Tommy P getting the 1. Jim Roden the 2, the Bike Master in the 3. 5 and under novice, Gio out front in the 1. Gio in the 1, leading it around. Gio Tanaka has been on fire lately. He's got to be getting close to going intermediate pretty soon. Gio in the 1. Ryer in that 2. Dexter, Ren's first time racing out of the gate today, up into the 3. Going from bounce bike to the track and up in the 3. But Gio in the 1, Ryer in that 2. Dexter taking over the 3. Ren in the 4 and Sebastian in the 5. But it looks like it's going to be Gio, Ryer, Dexter, Ren looking good. First time racing out of the big hill in the 4. And Sebastian in the 5. 7 novice, Vanessa, Kai, Noah, Aiden. Aiden Trossel's also been on fire lately, winning a lot, but Kai chasing him down in the 2. Aiden, Kai, Bigfoot jersey in the 3. Around that 3rd straightaway, Aiden, Kai, Vanessa, and Noah. But out of that last turn, though, Aiden Trossel out front in the 1, Kai in the 2. Vanessa trying to hold off Noah down that last straightaway. But Noah making a push. It looks like it's going to be Aiden, Kai, Vanessa, and Noah. 9 novice, Reef, Nicholas, Jagger, Trenton, Zane. Nicholas Roberts out front of the 1. Reef in that 2. Zane in that 3. Trenton and Jagger in and out of that last turn, though. Nicholas Roberts leading it around in the 1. Nicholas going to get the 1. Reef in that 2. Zane in the 3. Trenton and Jagger. 10 novice, Jaron, Gabe, Marco. Marco leading around in the 1. Gabe in the 2. Jaron in the 3. In and out of that 2nd turn, though. Marco looking fast out front in the 1. Marco, Gabe, and Jaron, 1, 2, and 3. Around that last turn, though. Marco leading it start to finish in the 1. Marco going to get the 1. 10 novice, Marco, Gabe, and Jaron. 12 novice, Francisco, Griffin, and Holden. Francisco out front in the 1, Holden in the 2. Griffin in the 3, but Francisco out front in the 1. Pumps out women's section. Toro cycling out front in the 1. Holden in that 2. Griffin in the 3 around that last turn. Looks like Francisco going to get the 1. Holden going to get the 2. and Griffin the 3. 5 and under intermediate, Tice, Eli, Sam, Weston, Tice, Rye. That's Tice out front. He's been on fire lately too. I don't think he's lost a race in a few weeks. Tice out front in the 1, Sam in the 2. Weston, Eli coming by. Weston and Rye, but it looks like Tice out front in the 1, Sam Cromer in the 2, Eli in the 3. Rye in the 4, and Weston in that 5. 7 intermediate. Oh, Weston going down. We'll check on him, make sure he's all right. There we go. Weston getting up and going. All right, we got Cole, Case, Jack, Oakley, Oliver, Ozzie, Ryder. It looks like Oakley taking it over from Jack. 1 and 2, a Bigfoot jersey up in that 3. But Cohen, Psychotherapy Racing, leaning around in the 1. Jack going to get the 1, Oakley the 2. All the Bigfoot jersey coming by. Case taking over the Brick House in the 4. 9 intermediate, Riker, Miles, Henry, Whitaker, Griffin. Miles, Bob, Gates out front in the 1. Whitaker in that 2. Another Bigfoot jersey in the 3, but looks like Miles out front in the 1. Whitaker in that 2. Riker in that 3. Griffin and Henry, but it looks like Miles going to get the 1. Whitaker airing it out in the 2. Oh, Bigfoot airing it out and Griffin airing it out. Finishing off. 10 intermediate, Ollie, Alana, Bradley, Connor. Connor out front in the 1. Psychotherapy 1 and 2. Connor, Ollie, Alana, and Bradley. But it looks like Connor Hawkins, he's been on fire lately too out front in the 1. Connor going to get the 1. Ollie going to get that 2. Alana 3 and Bradley. Bubby Bones going to get the 4. 12 intermediate, James Campbell out front in the 1. James and Owen battling every single week. Liam in that 3. James, Owen, Liam, another Liam, and Hudson. But it looks like James out front in the 1. James, Owen, the Liams, and Hudson. Looks like Campbell out front going to get the 1 if he keeps it going. James Campbell going to get the 1. 16 intermediate, Olivia, Landon, and Cole. Oh, OG coming out hot, trying to show the boys how it's done in the 1. OG leading it around in the 1. Cole Modee in that 2. Soul Glow in that 3. In and out of that second turn, though, it looks like OG out front in the 1. OG and Cole battling it out, but OG showing the boys the way around the track in the 1 around that last turn. OG and Cole battling it out, but the state number 2 of OG trying to hold on to it, but Cole making a push. OG getting the 1. 36-40 intermediate, Brad, Aaron, Brett, Troy, Sennett, Tyler. I believe that's Tyler out front in the 1. Sennett making a move, though, taking it over. Sennett with the move, taking it over. Around that last turn, Sennett, Curtis out front in the 1. Sennett going to get the 1. Tyler the 2. Brad the 3. Brett and Troy. Ladies League on the track, Lily, Ellie, and Luna. But Luna Plata out front in the 1. Around that second turn, Plata in the 1. Beck in the 2. SeaTac Development Team ladies, 1, 2, and 3. Luna Plata out front in the 1. Luna, we got Plata, Beck, and Montgomery, 1, 2, and 3. Second group of Ladies League on the track. Again, we got the SeaTac Development Team ladies leading out front, Brooklyn and Maddie, 1 and 2. Isabella and Haley chasing them down, but Brooklyn back. We got the National Age Group 11, National Age Group 8, 1 and 2. Isabella in that 3. Hurricane Haley, though, trying to make a move in that 4. Brooklyn going to get the 1. Maddie the 2. Isabella the 3. Hurricane Haley trying to make a push. Going to get the 4. 13-girl expert. The Queen Bee, the Boss, and Little P around the track. Little P McGinley out front in the 1. Beck in the 2. McClure in the 3. It looks like Peyton McGinley, National Age Group 14, out front in the 1. Ava in that 2, chasing around, but Lil P going to get the 1. The Boss going to get the 2, and Queen Bee going to get the 3. 6, expert, Jordan, Finn, Brody. Brody, Showtime back out front in the 1. Brody leading around. Finn in that 2. Jordan in that 3. Down that second straightaway. Brody, Showtime back leading it around in the 1. Brody, Finn. Oh, Jordan making a detour up to the top of the turn in the 3. But looks like, whoa. Well, we'll check out Johnny. He might hit his face on that one. Brody in the 1. Finn in the 2. And JoJo, we'll make sure he's all right. I think he might hit his face on his bars on that one, so we'll make sure he's all right. 8, Expert, Leo, William, Arnie, Trey, Parks, Bennett. That's Dr. Trey out front in the 1. Leo in the 2. Trey, Leo, Will, Bennett, Arnie, and Parks. 9, Expert on the track, Caleb, Chester, Eli. Chester out front in the 1. Eli taking over that 2. Caleb in the 3. Around that second turn, Cheddar Bear, Chester Curtis. National age group 11 in the 1. Eli in that 2. Caleb in the 3. Chester, Cheddar Bear, Curtis out front in the 1. Eli airing it out, but Caleb making a push down the last straightaway. Chester, Eli, Caleb, 1, 2, 3. 10, Expert, Riku, Michael, Jackson. But it looks like we got Riku visiting us from Japan out front in the 1. Corn Dog in the 2, but Riku out front in the 1. Here from Japan, showing the way around the track. Jackson in that 2. Michael in that 3. Coming around that last turn, though. Riku Higuchi out front, going to get the 1. Jackson going to get the 2. And Michael going to get the 3. 12, Expert on the track. Brody, Ryder, Akira, and Jason. Akira out front in the 1. Jason in the 2. Downey boys chasing around 3 and 4. We got Ryder and Brody, but looks like Akira, Jason, Ryder, Brody, 1, 2, 3, 4. Akira going to get the 1. Jason going to get the 2. Ryder and Brody. 13, Expert, Sora, Graham, Cooper, Gunner. Again, Sora here visiting us from Japan in that 1. Around that second turn, Sora Higuchi out front in the 1. Gunner in that 2. Coop and Graham 3 and 4. But Sora out front in the 1 around that last turn. Sora in the 1. Sora, Gunner, Coop, and Graham. 14, Expert. Radek, Orion, Caleb, Noah, and Jace. Jace on the outside, but Caleb and Radek on the inside. Orion and Noah. But it looks like Jace Fishbaugh, National Age Group 18 out front in the 1. Caleb and Radek chasing him down, but Fishbaugh looks like he's going to get the 1 this round. Jace, Caleb, Radek, Orion, and No-No. 17, 20, Expert, Angel, Noah, Hayden, Hudson, Judah, Jackson. Oh, Noah on the outside, shut down Angel. Noah Miguel in the 1, needs a number plate on his bike. Noah Miguel out front in the 1, Angel 2, Jackson, Hudson, and Hayden. But it looks like Noah Miguel needs to get a number plate on his bike for next round. Noah, Angel, Jackson, Hudson, Hayden, and Judah. 36-40, Expert. Zach, Jim, Jesse. Last 2 motos this round, so 2 balance bike riders get ready to go for second round. Jim Jersick out front in the 1. Zachary Slota in the 2. Jesse Berry in the 3. Around that last turn, though, Jersick out front in the 1. Slota in the 2. Berry in the 3. Oh, Berry aired it out in the 3. 46-50 Expert. Dom, Marlon, Tommy P, and the Bike Master. Looks like a state champ, Dominic Circa out front in the 1. Marlon in that 2. Tommy P and the Bike Master. Down that third straightaway. Circa out front in the 1. Gates in that 2. Payne and Bushnell. Looks like Circa going to get the 1. Marlon Gates going to get the 2. Tommy P and the Bike Master. So we get all balance bikes back to beginning of the second turn. Balance bikes back to the beginning of the second turn. Again, pit bike motos are posted as soon as we finish third round or second round. Heading up there, we are going to do it where basically we're going to run through them quick. Every group, there are 6 groups. We're taking the top 4. They're moving on to the next round until we have 8 left. Mains. So also in the mains, Okay. But yeah, pit bikes, we're going to do those right after the second round. So they are posted. Basically, if you race, you get top 4, head back up to staging. We're going to go right back into it. So there will be 6 groups, narrowed it down to 8 riders. Balance bikes on second turn. We got Jace and Sawyer, 1 and 2. Jace Clayton out front in the 1. Sawyer Cohen in that 2 through that third straightaway. Jace out front. Sawyer chasing down in the 2. Deck plate racing and psychotherapy racing, 1 and 2. If you got a kid under 5 and not quite ready for the big hill, bring them on out. You get that balance bike membership. You race for free always at SeaTac. Yeah, Jace out front in the 1. Sawyer in that 2. Down that last straightaway, Jace Clayton going to get the 1. Sawyer Cohen going to get the 2 for 4-year-old balance bike. (70-20) women cruiser. Gracie, Marissa, Luna. Nobody in this moto is 17 through 20. Not a single one of them. Luna Plata out front in the 1. Luna, Marissa, Gracie into that SeaTac turn. Luna Plata out front in the 1. Marissa in the 2. Gracie in the 3. Down that second straightaway into that second turn. Luna Plata out front. Marissa in that 2. Gracie in the 3. Down that third straightaway though. Luna Plata out front in the 1. Around that last turn, Marissa. Gracie got by her last time. Marissa's not letting it happen this round. Luna out front, going to get the 1. Marissa in that 2. Gracie in the 3. That's how we're going to finish for second round. 41-45 cruiser, women cruiser, ladies league on the track. Kat, Kelly, Zeta, and Allison into that second turn. We got Kat Berry out front in the 1. Kelly, Zeta, Allison, 2, 3, 4. But Kat Berry, Saber racing, leaning around that last turn. Kat Berry in that 1, Kelly in the 2, Zeta 3, Allison in the 4. That's how we're going to finish down last straightaway. Kat going to get the 1. Kelly going to get the 2. Zeta the 3, Allison in that 4. 7 and under cruiser, Case, Oakley, Eli, Ryder, Jordan, JoJo. Back out in the 1. Bigfoot jersey in that 2. I believe that is Case in the 2 with Oakley and Ryder chasing him down. Eli in the 5. But we got Jordan Harden out front in the 1. Jordan, Case, Oakley, Ryder, Eli into that last turn. Jordan Harden it pulling away a little bit in the 1. Jordan going to get the 1. Jordan in the 1, Case in the 2. Oakley, Ryder, and Eli. 8 cruiser. Trey, William, Bennett. Bennett Harden out front in the 1. Dr. Trey in the 2. Will in that 3. Down that third straightaway. Bennett Harden leading around in the 1. Bennett in the 1. Trey in that 2. Will Cromer in the 3. 14 cruiser, Raddick taking the big side in the 1. Circa in that 1. Chester in that 2. Caleb in the 3. Around that second turn. It looks like Raddick out front in the 1. Raddick, Chester, Caleb, 1, 2, and 3 around that last turn. Raddick, Circa going to get the 1. Caleb trying to make a move on Chester. But Chester and Caleb in that 2 and 3. Jackson Bill out front in the 1. Caleb Plummer in that 2. Kyle Cohen, Dom, Juan, Zach, Jesse, Thomas into that last turn. Bill trying to hold off Plummer. This is where he made the move last time. Bill trying to hold him off. Jackson, Caleb, Jackson, Kyle. Oh, I'm not sure. Dom, Juan, Zach, Jesse, and Thomas. Bushnell out front in the 1. The Bike Master leading around in the 1. Tommy P in that 2. Jim Roden in the 3. Around that second turn, Bushnell trying to hold off Tommy P through that rim section of the Bike Master in that 2. Tommy P taking it over. Tommy P in the 1. The Bike Master in the 2. Jim Roden in the 3. Looks like it's how we're going to finish. Tommy P airing it out in the 1. Bike Master and Jim Roden. 5 and under novice. Ryer, Gio, Dexter, Ren, and Sebastian. Gio Tanakis out front in the 1. Ryer in that 2. Sebastian in the 3. Dexter and Ren. It looks like Gio Tanakis leading around in the 1. Oh, Ryer with a little no-footer, but saved it over that second straightaway. It looks like Gio out front in the 1. Ryer in the 2. Sebastian in the 3. Dexter and Ren, but Gio out front in the 1. Ryer, Tum Harrison. Oh, got a little crooked over that double. Make sure he's okay. It looks like Gio out front in the 1. Gio in the 1. Sebastian in that 2. Ren in the 3. Dexter in the 4. We're checking out on Ryer. Did a little slide out. We'll make sure he's all right. Seven, novice, Kai, Aiden, Noah, Vanessa. But it looks like Kai out front this round. Aiden in the 2, Noah in the 3, Vanessa in the 4. They're all mixed up this round. Kai taking the 1 this round. Aiden getting the 2, Noah up into the 3, Vanessa in the 4. We're checking out on Ryer. Make sure he's all right. All right, Ryer's getting up. We're still making sure he's all right. All right, he's going to walk it off. Ryer Harrison. All right, 9 novice, Reef, Nicholas, Jagger, Trenton, Zane. Nicholas Trenton on the inside, though, with a hot start in that 2. Nicholas taking it over in the 1. Nicholas, Reef, Trenton, Zane, and Jagger. But it looks like Nicholas out front in the 1. Reef trying to make a push in that 2. Trenton up into 3. Zane and Jagger around that second turn. We got a bunch of beginner league riders out here in open race in Ishimoto. It's good to see Nicholas Roberts out front in the 1, Reef in the 2, Trenton in that 3, Zane and Jagger around that last turn. It looks like Nicholas Roberts going to get the 1. Reef going to get the 2, Trenton, Zane and Jagger. 10 novice, Jaron, Gabe, Marco. Marco out front in the 1 around that second turn. Marco out front. Marco, Gabe, Jaron, 1, 2, and 3. But Marco looking fast, leading around in the 1. Marco, Gabe, Jaron, 1, 2, and 3 around that last turn. Marco gonna get the 1 if he keeps it going. Marco gonna get the 1 this round. Gabe gonna get the 2. Jaron gonna get the 3. 12 novice, Griffin, Francisco, Holden coming around that SeaTac turn. Francisco out front in the 1. Holden taking over that 2. Griffin in that 3, but Francisco leading around in the 1. Francisco, Holden, Griffin, 1, 2, and 3 through that third straightaway. Francisco leading around, pulling away a little bit in the 1. Toro's racing out front in the 1, Holden in the 2, Griffin in the 3. Looks like Francisco going to get the 1. Holden aired it out in the 2. Griffin in the 3. Oh, he's back up. Pop right back up and going, but Tice out front in the 1. Sam in that 2. Eli, I believe that's the case. But it looks like Tice out in the 1. Sam in the 2. Eli 3. Jack in the 4. Case or Ryder, one of the 2. getting up in that first straightaway. But it looks like Tice out front in the 1, Sam in the 2, Eli in the 3, Jack Cohen in the 4. Finishing off for 7, intermediate. Give it up, the wind down hard on that first straightaway, up and riding it off. That's Rye finishing it off around that second turn. 7, intermediate. Case, Jack, Oakley, Oliver, Ozzie, Ryder. It looks like Jack Cohen out front in the 1. Oakley, Bigfoot jersey, taking a foot down the first turn in that 2. But Jack Cohen, Cycle Safe Racing, pulling away a little bit in the 1. Bigfoot, Lincoln Park, 2 and 3. The Brick House, was trying to make a move. That looks like we got Case in that 2. Cole in that 3. Oakley in the 4. Brick House in that 5. Around that last straightaway, Jack Cohen going to get the 1. Jack the 1. Case the 2. Oakley the 3. Cole going to get the 4. 9, intermediate. Riker, Miles, Henry, Whitaker, Griffin. Miles Gates out front in the 1. Whitaker in that 2. Riker in that 3. Griffin and Henry, but it looks like Miles Gates out front in the 1. Whitaker aired it out in the 2. That's how we're going to finish for round 2, 9 intermediate. 10 intermediate. Ollie, Alana, Bradley, Connor. Connor Hawkins out front in the 1. Cycle Safe Racing 1 and 2. Connor in the 1. Ollie, though, side by side with Connor taking it over. Ollie in the 2. Alana in the 3. Bubby Bones in the 4. Ollie a little drifting around that turn. Connor taking it over. Connor, Ollie, Alana, and Bubby Bones in that 4. But it looks like Connor Hawkins going to get the 1. Connor, Ollie, Alana, and Bubby Bones. 12 intermediate. James, Hudson, Liam, Owen, Caden. James, Owen, been battling every night out here. Race night, looks like James Campbell out front of the 1, but Owen on the inside making a move with James not backing down, airing it out. James, Owen, Liam, and Hudson. But it looks like James out front in the 1, Owen in the 2, Winters in the 3, Caden in the 4, and Hudson in the 5. Around that last turn, looks like James going to get the 1, Owen the 2, Liam the 3, Caden the 4, and Hudson in the 5. OG taking it over that high-low in the 1, showing the boys around the track. OG in the 1, Saber Racing leading around. Cole in that 2, Soul Glow chasing him down in that 3. Around that last turn, though, it looks like OG trying to keep it in the 1. OG, Cole, 1 and 2. OG, that was close. Senate taking it over again in the 1. Senate in the 1. Brad in that 2. Aaron in the 2. Brad in the 3. Tyler in the 4. Brett and Troy. But Senate out front in the 1. Senate Curtis leading around. Aaron Trossel in the 2. Aaron set that one up all down the 3rd straightaway. Aaron out. Aaron in the 1. Aaron in the 1. Senate 2. Brad 3. Tyler in the 4. Ladies League on the track. SeaTac Development Team 1, 2, and 3. Plata, Beck, Montgomery 1, 2, and 3. Around that SeaTac turn, Luna Plata out front in the 1. Beck in that 2, Montgomery in the 3. Around that second turn, though, looks like Luna Plata in that 1. Luna in the 1. Beck in that 2, and Montgomery in the 3. Around that last turn, Luna Plata gonna get the 1. Beck gonna get the 2. Montgomery gonna get the 3. Second group, Ladies League on the track. Brooklyn, Maddie, Isabella, Haley. But looks like big trouble. Brooklyn Beck out front in the 1. Momo in the 2. Hurricane Haley trying to hold off Isabella down that second straightaway, though. Brooklyn leading around in the 1, Beck, Montgomery, Jersick, and Azis. But it looks like Brooklyn Beck out front. The SeaTac ladies, 1 and 2. Brooklyn Beck going to get the 1. Matted to Hurricane Haley up into the 3. Isabella in the 4. Lil P, the boss, and Queen Bee into that second turn. Lil P out front in the 1. The boss in the 2. Queen Bee trying to set it up in the 3, but it looks like Lil P leading around in the 1 around that last turn. Lil P in the 1. The boss in the 2. Queen Bee in the 3. 6, Expert, Jordan, Finn, Brody. Brody Beck out front in the 1. Finn in the 2. Jordan in the 3. Around that second turn, though, Showtime, Brody Beck out front in the 1. Finn, Flying Finn in the 2. We got Showtime, Flying Finn, and JoJo on the track. Brody Beck getting the 1. Finn getting the 2. Jordan going to get the 3. 8, Expert, Leo, Will, Arnie, Trey, Parks, Bennett. Dr. Trey out front in the 1. Leo in that 2. Bennett in the 3. Will, Arnie, and Parks. But it looks like Dr. Trey in the 1. But Leo looking smooth in that rim section in the 2. Looks like Trey going to get the 1. Leo going to get the 2. Bennett trying to hold off Will, Arnie, and Parks. 9, Expert, Caleb, Chester, Eli. Chester, Cheddar Bear Curtis out front in the 1. The Rice Krispie in the 2. Caleb Berry in the 3. Through that third straightaway, though. Chester Curtis out front in the 1. Chester, Eli, and Caleb, 1, 2, and 3. That's how it's going to be. Also, if you are doing pit bike races, start getting ready behind staging. We're going to, guys, get you staged up and try to go quick after second round. Riku in the 1. Jackson in that 2. Michael in the 3. Riku Higuchi from Japan out front in the 1. Jackson, the corn dog, in the 2. Michael in that 3 around that last turn. Looks like Riku going to get the 1. Jackson going to get the 2. And Michael going to get the 3. 12, Expert. Brody, Ryder, Akira, Jason. Akira out front in the 1. Jason Doss in the 2. Ryder and Brody, 3 and 4. They're all airing it out down the second straightaway. But it looks like Akira out front in the 1. Akira, Jason, Ryder, Brody, 1, 2, and 3. I don't know. I heard a tag behind me, but it looks like Akira in the 1. Jason in the 2. Ryder trying to make a push, though. Akira, Jason, Ryder, Brody. 13, Expert. Sora taking the inside. See if it pays off. Sora on the inside. Gunner on the outside. Sora taking it over. Sora, Gunner, Cooper, Graham through that third straightaway. Sora and Gunner side by side into that last turn. Gunner high-low and it, trying to take it over. Oh, made a move. Gunner with a good move there. Sora in the 2. Cooper in the 3. And Graham in the 4. 14, Expert. Caleb, Raddick, Jace, Nono, and Orion. But it looks like Caleb Vestal out front in the 1. Raddick Circuit in the 2. Jace Fishbaugh in that 3. Noah and Orion into that last turn. Caleb Vestal going to get the 1 this round. Raddick the 2, Jace the 3, Noah the 4, and Orion in the 5. 720 Expert, Noah, Miguel, Angel, and Hudson all taking the big side. Jackson on the outside. Hayden and Judah, but it looks like Noah, Miguel, and Angel side by side to that rim section. Noah, Miguel keeping in the 1. Noah, Angel, Hudson, Jackson, Hayden, and Judah. Zachary, Jim, Jesse into that SeaTac turn. Jim Jersick out front in the 1. Jesse Berry in that 2. Zach slowed it in the 3, but Jim aired it out in the 1 around that second turn. Jim, Jesse, Zach, 1, 2, and 3. Looks like Jim Jersick out front in the 1. Jesse Berry 2. Zach slowed it in the 3. How we're going to finish: Jim, Jesse, Zach, 1, 2, 3. 4650 Expert, last round moto of round number 2. So if you're doing pit bike racing, head on up to staging. Dom Circa in the 1, Marlon in that 2, Tommy P and the Bike Master. But it looks like Circa aired it out in the 1, Marlon in the 2, So Dominic Circa out front, Marlon, Tommy P, and the Bike Master in and out of that last turn. It looks like Circa gonna get the 1. Marlon, the Gold Cup champ, in the 2. Tommy P in the 3, and Bike Master in the 4. All right, again, if you are doing pit bike racing, head on up. So the way we're gonna do it, there are 6 groups. Basically, you go around the track, you get top 4, you go straight back to the staging, you're gonna get racked back up to go again until we have it narrowed down to the final 8 people. So there should be about 3 or 4 rounds of this, and then we'll go into take a tiny break and into the mains. So 6 groups of pit bikes, head on up there, and we'll get going. All right, first moto should be Brody, Jace, Jim, Bradley, Connor, and Aiden. All right, pit bikes are going. Jace and Jim, top 4, will go back and go up to the top and re-race again. Oh, Jace slipping a pedal, Jim coming by. Oh, looks like Jace blew a chain, got to run it out. Running it out, look at that's how you do it. Jim, Connor, Jace going. You guys try to catch him. He's running it out, but it looks like Jim gonna get the 1. Connor gonna get the 2. I believe that's Brody in the 3. Bradley in the 4. Oh, Jace blew it out of the first turn. So if you got top 4, head right back up to staging. That was Brody, Jim, Bradley, and Connor, all moving on to the next round. All right, next group, Liam, Hudson, Akira, Trenton, James, and Eli. All right, we got Liam, Hudson, Akira, Trenton, James, Eli, Hudson, Akira, 1 and 2. Again, the top 4 are going straight to the main or next round. Hudson leading it around. Akira in the 2. James and Liam. But Eli on the 5. Liam on the bubble right now. Top 4 head straight back up to staging. Trenton chasing him down, but looks like Hudson and Akira 1 and 2. Hudson, Akira, James, Liam. Top 4 head back up to staging. Liam, Hudson, Akira, and James. Next group, Isabella, Chester, Will, Reef, Aaron. All right, we got Isabella, Chester, Will, Reef, Aaron, and Brooklyn. Oh, Brooklyn coming out hot in the 1. Brooklyn, Aaron, Chester, Isabella around that. Oh, Aaron's throwing Brooklyn an elbow around that first turn, but Brooklyn coming by. Aaron it out that double a little bit. Brooklyn in the 1. Aaron, Chester, and Isabella. Will trying to chase him down. So is Reef. But top 4 are moving on. It looks like Brooklyn in the 1, Aaron in the 2. Brooklyn, Aaron, Chester, and Isabella head back up to stage, and you 4 move on. Next moto, Peyton, Henry, Sennett, Griffin, Ryder. Let's see if Sennett on the little bike can show him how it's done. All right, here we go. Peyton, Henry, Sennett, Griffin, Ryder. Only 1 not moving on in this one. Top 4 move on. Ryder and Peyton side by side. Griffin, Sennett trying to hold off Henry. Big guy, little bike in the 4. But it looks like little P out front in the 1. Peyton, Ryder, Griffin, Sennett. 1, 2, 3, 4. Around that second turn, though, little P out front in the 1. Peyton, Ryder, Griffin, Sennett holding off Henry. Around that last turn, top 4 head back up to staging. You keep going again. Peyton going to get the 1. Peyton, Ryder, Griffin in the 3. Sennett, big guy, little bike in the 4. All right, 2 more, and then we move on to the next round. Cooper, Griffin, Arnie, Marco, Jason, Elizabeth. All right, Cooper, Griffin, Arnie, Marco, Jason, Elizabeth. Jason and Coop coming out hot. It looks like Elizabeth bowed out, but it looks like Jason and Cooper, 1 and 2, Arnie and Griffin, Marco in that 5, taking 4 to the next round. Jason out front in the 1, Coop in the 2. Oh, Arnie making a move, taking over the 3. But looks like Jason out front in the 1. Jason, Coop, Arnie, Griffin, 1, 2, 3, 4. Marco chasing him down in the 5. Hey, make sure you're checking your bike. We found some chainring bolts on the ground, so check your bike, see if you're missing any chainring bolts. But it looks like we got Marco not making it. We got Cooper, Griffin, Arnie, and Jason. All right, last group, and then we're moving on to the next round. Jackson, Gabe, Trey, Owen, Sam. Also, if you want, Julian, J-Dog Vance got some cupcakes over by Snack Shack. If you want a cupcake, head on up there and grab one. But we've got Owen out front, Owen, Trey, Jackson, and Sam. Sam's in the 4. I think the bike fits him perfect compared to anybody. But it looks like Owen, Trey, Jackson on the mini rocker in the 3, showing him how it's done. Sam, it's not fair. The bike fits him perfect in the 4. The mini rockers, though, in the 3 and 5, the mini rockers get about twice as many pedals around the track as everybody else. But he made it top. Whoa! Jackson with a style across the line, and Sam gonna finish it off. Sam Cromer making it. All right, so if you made top 4, you should be back up into staging. We're gonna run next round. Yep, bring all the bikes back up. And again, some chainring bolts were found on the ground. This is like a full thing of chainring bolts. The whole thing popped out of the gear. So make sure you're checking your bikes. This could have been there for a while, but make sure you're checking your bikes. You have all the bolts. All right, again, top 4 will go on to the next round until we have 8 left. We don't got moto sheets, so we're just going. Jim, Hudson, Akira, and I think that's James, but it looks like Jim Jersick, Hudson McClure, 1 and 2. Oh, Jim should just jump it on the little bike, I think, next round. Jim, Hudson, Akira, and James. Again, there's cupcakes over there. I just had one. So Jim in the 1, Hudson 2, Akira and James all in top 4. Top 4 head back up to staging right away. You're going to go again. Jim, Hudson, Akira, and James, all top 4, head back up to staging. So this is quarter main events. We had quarter main events in pit bike racing today. So this one, we are going to go top 4. Then there will be 16 or 12 left after this round. There will be 2 groups of 6. And then top 4 will go and a main of 8 people left. And again, Julian, J-Dog Vance has some cupcakes up there. So if you want to eat a cupcake while you're watching, head on over to Snipes Shack and grab one. Julian J-Dog Vance got some cupcakes. Second group of quarters on the gate. All right, Little P. Oh, Aaron. Aaron was throwing elbows last round. Big guy pushing him around in the 1. Aaron Trossel in the 1. Little P in the 2. Oh, making a move. That's one of the, I believe it's one of the Downies. And then we've got, so Aaron, Lil P, Bakerview in between 2 SeaTac. Chester trying to make a move to get past one of the Downies, but it looks like, Senate still finishing the last round. Senate getting lapped. Senate got lapped on that moto. Aaron, Lil P, Chester, and was it Bakerview? Downey passed them at the line. So you 4 head back up to the gate. This is the last round of quarters, and then we're going to be on to 2 groups of 6 for semis. Take top 4 to the main event. Again, Sam Cromer, the only kid that actually fits the bike perfect in the gate. We got the mini rockers up there. They get twice as many pedals as everybody else. They pedal as much as everybody before the first jump on the whole track. All right, here we go. Again, if you get top 4, head back up to the starting hill. 2 groups of 6 for semis. We got Jason, Dr. Trey, and Owen. And I believe that's Coop in the 4. The mini rockers already got twice as many pedals coming down second straightaway. The corn dog trying to chase him down, but it looks like Dr. Trey, it's not even a pit bike on him. Dr. Trey in the 1, Owen, Jason, and Coop's bikes rattling in the 4. Around that last turn, we're taking 4 to the semi-main event. It looks like Dr. Trey, Owen, Jason, and Coop going to the semi-main event. So head up to starting hill. We have 2 groups of 6, 4 semis, and then the main events. And then after this, we'll take a very, very, very short break and then go straight into third round after a short break. Again, we want to thank you all for coming out, helping raise some money for Bigfoot and Bakerview. Each track getting over $1,000 to make up for costs they're going to lose by moving their state qualifiers. But they are getting moved to the weekend after Labor Day, right? It's getting moved to that weekend, so the weekend right before Gold Cup, go get some extra laps in before you come out to Gold Cup. at the state qualifiers at Bigfoot and Bakerview. All right, getting in the gate. First group of 6, top 4 going to the main event. Oh, Aaron's been throwing elbows. He's right next to Jim in the gate. Let's see if Jim sends the double on the mini bike. Jim with the hot start. Little P, though, on the inside. Little P. Oh, we had one person go down. Oh, man, was that Cheddar Bear going down? Oh, he didn't send it. I thought he would. Jim in the 1, Little P in the 2, Aaron 3. Downey trying to hold off. Oh, there's Cheddar Bear. What was that, Akira that went down? But it looks like Jim out front in the 1. Jim in the 1. Akira up and going after going down in that first straightaway. Jim going to get the first spot in the main event. Little P the second spot. Aaron and Chester, all 4 going to the main event. All right, final 6 in the gate to see who goes to the main event. Why is there way more? There should only be 6, right? I don't know. I can't count. All right, out of the gate, Hudson. Hudson with a hot start in the 1. Oh, Manuel and into that SeaTac turn. Oh, Dr. Trey making a move. Bigfoot jersey in the 2, but Hudson in the 1. Dr. Trey in the 2. Jason and Coop. Owen, James battling just like they do in regular motos. But it looks like Hudson out front. Oh, Hudson airing it out. Showing off out front in the 1. Hudson McClure in the 1. Dr. Trey in the 2. Jason in the 3. Coop in the 4. Head back up to the main event. Hudson, Jason, Trey, Coop going to the main event. All right, main event getting up into the gate. And then we'll take a very short break and then go into third rounds. All right, let's see who wins the first pit bike main event. SeaTac BMX. Yeah, maybe next time we'll have some music rollouts or something. Okay, this was the break, so I guess we're going straight into third round after this. So, head back up to staging if you're racing third round. Jim, Hudson. showing Jim how to jump the pit bike. Jim Jersick going underneath, though, taking it over. Oh, nobody hit the double yet on the pit bike. Hudson coming back. Hudson, Jim, Hudson, Jim, Aaron, Jason, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Jason's bike is rattling all over the place. Oh, Jersick. Hudson's usually the one making the moves in the turns. Oh, Hudson, Jim, Aaron, Jason. All riders back to staging. I don't know. Oh, Trey didn't have the bike he's been racing all day. That's probably his excuse. First pit bike races at SeaTac, but we're going to go straight into it, I guess. No short break. So start heading up to staging. We'll finish. All right, all the two striders back to the beginning of second turn. All right, bounce bikes up on the track. Sawyer and Jace. Deck plate racing versus cycle therapy. And they're off. Sawyer getting the quick start, but Jace on the inside. Jace taking it over. Sawyer in the 2 through that third straightaway. Jace and Sawyer 1 and 2. Through that third straightaway in that last turn. Jace looking back to see where Sawyer's at. Jace in the 1, Sawyer in the 2. Jace out front leading it in the 1, Sawyer in the 2 down that last straightaway. Jace gonna get the 1. Sawyer gonna get the 2. All right, tonight also during the main events, we have 8 mystery motos. We have 8 prizes to give out. So we are going to have 8 motos that are mystery motos. If you are the winner of that mystery moto, Blue will announce it before the moto, and you will head up to Blue to get your prize. So I have 8 mystery motos going tonight. The motos are already picked. All right, well, this is Mystery Moto number 1. Mystery Moto number 1 on the track. The winner of this moto will get the first prize, so I'll have to head up to blue to get that prize. Luna in the 1, Marissa in the 2, Gracie in the 3. Luna Plata out front in the 1, Marissa in the 2, Gracie in the 3, but Luna Plata leading it around in the 1. Luna Plata going to get the 1. It keeps it going this round. Marissa in the 2, Gracie in the 3, but Mystery Moto number 1, Luna Plata getting the prize, so head on up to blue. Luna Plata going to get the 1. Marissa going to get 2, and Gracie going to get the 3.
Luna Plata just won some spy goggles.
All right, there's more cupcakes too. Julie and J-Dog Vance got some cupcakes up at Snack Shack. 41-45 women cruiser, Kat, Zeta, Allison, Kelly. Kat Berry out front in the 1. Zeta and Kelly drag racing into that SeaTac tournament. Kelly taking it over. Kat Berry out front in the 1. Kelly 2, Zeta and Allison. But Kat Berry out front in the 1, lead around Saber Racing. Showing them how it's done in the 1. Kelly, Zeta, Allison, but Kat Berry, Gold Cup number 3 out front in the 1. Kelly, Zeta, Allison, 1, 2, 3, 4 around that last turn. Kat Berry going to get the 1. Kelly going to get the 2. Zeta the 3. Allison in the 4. Seven under cruiser. We've got Case, Oakley, Eli, Ryder, Jordan, Bigfoot jersey out front in the 1. I believe that's Case leading it around in the 1. Oakley in the 2. Jordan in the 3. Battling down that second straightaway into that second turn. It looks like, yeah, that is Case out in the 1. Jordan, Oakley, Ryder, and Eli into that last turn. Oh, Jordan making a move, taking it over, went from 3rd to 1st. Jordan Hartnett out front in the 1. Jordan going to get the 1. Case the 2. Oakley the 3. Ryder and Eli airing out that last jump.
Next mystery.
All right, Mystery Moto on the track. Trey, Will, Bennett, Dr. Trey out front in the 1 in that Bigfoot BMX jersey. Oh, Bennett high-lowing it, trying to take it over, but Dr. Trey aired it out in the 1. Trey, Bennett, Will, 1, 2, and 3. Winner getting the Troy Lee Design jersey in the 1. Dr. Trey out front in the 1. Bennett in the 2. Will in the 3. Around that last turn, Dr. Trey trying to hold on to it, but Bennett trying to chase him down. Trey going to win the second Mystery Moto. Head on up to blue. Trey, Bennett, and Will. 14 cruiser, Raddick, Chester, Caleb. Raddick Circa out front in the 1. Raddick, Caleb, Chester, 1, 2, and 3. Around that SeaTac turn, Raddick Circa taking the big side on the 1. Raddick, Caleb, Chester, 1, 2, and 3 into that second turn. Circa out front in the 1. Circa, Caleb, Curtis, 1, 2, and 3. Around that last turn, though, Circa going to get the 1, Caleb the 2, and Chester going to get the 3.
Gary, let's go.
All right, Jackson, Bill, and Caleb are going back and forth all day. Jackson on the inside, Caleb on the outside. Kyle, Dom, people taking both sides. It looks like Jackson, Bill in the 1, trying to hold off Plummer. Bill, Plummer, 1 and 2. Around this last turn, Bill, Plummer down the last straightaway. Jackson, Bill going to get the 1. Plummer the 2. Cohen, Circa, Juan, Zach, Barry, and Benson. 51-55 Cruiser. Tommy P out front in the 1. The Bike Master in the 2. Jim Roden in the Jim Roden carving that turn, goes down. He's getting back up, though. Give it up for him. Trying to make a move. But it looks like Tommy P out front in the 1. The Bike Master in the 2. Jim Roden getting up and going in that 3. Around that last turn, though, Tommy P out front. Going to get the 1, airing it out a little bit. Bike Master airing it out in the 2. And Jim Roden in the 3. All right, out of the gate, 5 and under, novice, Gio, Dexter, Ryer, Ren, and Sebastian. But it looks like Gio Tanakis on fire lately out front in the 1. Ryer up in that 2. Dexter going underneath Ren in that 3. Dexter, Ren, and Sebastian. 5 and under novice. We got 3, 4, and 5-year-olds out on the track racing. We went from 71 years old to 3 years old, back-to-back in motos. Well, it looks like Gio out front in the 1. Gio, Ryer, Dexter, Ren, and Sebastian. This is Ren's first race coming out of the Big Hill, looking good in the 4. With Gio Tanakis out front in the 1. Gio, Ryer, Dexter, Ren, and Sebastian. 7 novice. I think Kai and Aiden are tied coming into this third round. So whoever wins gets the win overall. Kai, Aiden, 1 and 2. Noah and Vanessa. I think Noah and Vanessa are tied too. But it looks like Kai, Aiden going underneath, trying to make a move. Battling down last straightaway. Kai and Aiden trying to battle it out. Aiden going to get the win. Kai, the 2. Noah and Vanessa. 9 novice, Reef, Nicholas Jagger, Trenton Zane, Nicholas Roberts out front in the 1, Reef in the 2, Trenton, Zane, and Jagger. Down that third straightaway, Nicholas Roberts out front in the 1, Nicholas, Reef, Trenton. All right, Nicholas, Reef, Trenton, Zane, and Jagger. This one is the next mystery moto on the track. Whoever wins this moto gets the mystery prize from Blue. It looks like Marco trying to take it over. I think he heard that and put in some extra pedals. Marco in the 1, Gabe in the 2, Jaron in the 3, side by side to that third straightaway. Marco taking it over. I said mystery moto, and he started pedaling harder. Marco out front in the 1. Marco gonna win this mystery moto. Head on up to Blue. Marco in the 1. Gabe the 2. Jaron in the 3. 12 novice, Griffin, Francisco, and Holden. Francisco out front in the 1. Holden and Griffin, 2 and 3. Through that second turn, it looks like we got Francisco out front in the 1. Francisco in the 1. Griffin in that 2, Holden in the 3. Francisco, Toro Cycling out front in the 1. Francisco going to get the 1. Griffin in the 2, Holden airing it out in the 3. 5 and under, intermediate. Tice out front in the 1, leading it around. He's been on fire lately. I don't know if he's lost a lap in a while. Tice out front in the 1. Rye up in that 2. Sam, Eli trying to go from 4th to 2nd, but getting shut down. Weston in that 5, but Tice out front, 3 wide through the rhythm section. Sam trying to come by Eli on the outside, but it looks like Tice in the 1, Sam in the 2. Tice going to get the 1. This is the next mystery moto on the track. 7 intermediate, Jack Cohen out front for the mystery moto in the 1. Jack Cohen into that second turn, leading it around. Winner of this one will go up to Blue and get a prize. Jack Cohen in the 1. Case in the 2. Oakley, Cole, the Brick House, chasing him down with Ryder and Ozzy. But Jack Cohen, the next winner of the mystery moto on the track. Jack Cohen getting the win. 9 intermediate, Riker, Miles, Henry, Whitaker, Griffin, Miles, Bob, Gates on the track in the 1. Whitaker chasing him down in the 2. Miles, Whitaker, 1, 2. That Bigfoot BMX jersey in the 3. That is Riker in the 3. Griffin and Henry, but it looks like Miles, Bob, Gates gonna get the 1. Whitaker and Riker airing it out for 2 and 3. This moto is the next mystery moto on the track. Connor Hawkins, Ollie Waller, Bradley Clinton, and Alana Clayton. The winner is going to get the mystery moto prize. Ollie out front in the 1. The psychotherapy boys battling out. Ollie and Connor, 1 and 2. Oh, Connor trying to make some moves, but Ollie shut him down. Ollie, Connor, Alana, and Bubby Bones. But the winner of this moto getting the mystery prize. Connor wants it, taking it over. Connor Hawkins, Ollie, the psychotherapy boys chasing him down. Connor going to get the winner of the mystery moto. Ollie going to get the 2, Alana the 3, and Bubby Bones the 4. 12 intermediate, James, Owen, Liam, 1, 2, and 3. Caden chasing him down in the 4. Hudson in the 5, but it looks like James Campbell way out front this time, airing it out in the 1. Owen in the 2. I think James might ride this track more than anybody. James Campbell in the 1, Owen in the 2, Liam in the 3. 16 intermediate, OG and Cole been battling it out all day. OG showing the boys how it's done out front in the 1. Saber racing, leading it around. OG in the 1, Cole in 2, Solglow in that 3 around that last turn. It looks like OG out front gonna get the 1. Showing the boys around the track. OG, Cole, and Soglo. 36-40 intermediate. These guys have been mixed up all day. Tyler Rapp out front in the 1. Aaron Trossel. Oh, he was making moves on the little bikes, making moves on the big bikes. Aaron Trossel out front. Tyler in that 2. Brad in that 3. Around that second turn, Aaron Trossel, Tyler, Brad, Brett, Sennett, and Troy. Into that last turn, it looks like Aaron Trossel going to get the 1 with that good move in the first turn. Tyler, Brad, Brett, Sennett, and Troy. Ladies League on the track. SeaTac development team out 1, 2, and 3. Plata, Beck, and Montgomery. It looks like Luna Plata out front in the 1. Around that second straightaway into that second turn. Luna Plata, but Beck right on her in the 2. All trying to make a move, but Luna holding on to it. Luna Plata in the 1, Beck in the 2. Lily Diamond in the 3 into that last turn. Plata out in the 1. The SeaTac ladies 1, 2, and 3. Looks like Plata, Beck, and Montgomery. 11 girl expert, Brooklyn, Maddie, Isabella, and Haley. Maddie making a move, trying to come side by side. Brooklyn shutting her down, though. Brooklyn Beck out front of the 1, Maddie in the 2. The hot dog and the pinky. Battle for 2 and 4, but it looks like Brooklyn in the 1, Maddie in the 2. Hurricane Haley in the 3. Isabella in the 4 around that last turn. Brooklyn going to get the 1. Maddie the 2. Hurricane Haley and Isabella. Last moto of Ladies League on the track. Lil P, the boss, and Queen B. Lil P out front in the 1. Ava in that 2. And the Queen B in the 3 around that second turn, though. Lil P leading it around in the 1. Lil P, the boss, and Queen B around that last turn. Lil P out front in the 1. The boss trying to hold off Queen B. But it looks like Lil P going to get the 1. The boss, Queen B. This is the next mystery moto on the track. Jordan, Finn, Brody. Brody, Showtime, Beck out front in the 1. But Finn, Flying Finn, trying to chase him down in the 2. Jordan in the 3. But Brody back out front in the 1. The next mystery moto on the track. Brody out front in the 1. Finn in the 2. Jordan in the 3. around that last turn. Brody Beck out front, gonna get the 1 and the winner of the next mystery moto. 8 Expert, Trey, Leo, Will, Bennett, Arnie, and but it looks like Dr. Trey trying to hold off the Young Lion, 1 and 2. Trey, Leo, Will, Bennett, 1, 2, 3, 4 around that last turn. Looks like Dr. Trey in the 1, Leo in the 2. Dr. Trey gonna get the 1, Leo the 2, Will the 3, Bennett the 4. All right, we got a couple more mystery motos. This is the next one. Chester, Cheddar Bear, Curtis. These were picked by random number generators. Chester out front in the 1, Eli in the 2, Caleb in the 3, but Chester out front trying to win this mystery moto in the 1, but Eli, the Rice Krispie, chasing him down in the 2. Chester, Eli, Caleb, 1, 2, and 3. Chester, the winner of the next mystery moto. 10 Expert, Riku, Michael, and Jackson. Riku Higuchi here visiting from Japan out front in the 1. Riku in the 1, the Corn Dog in the 2, and Michael in that 3 around that second turn, though. It looks like Riku Higuchi out front in the 1, the Corn Dog chasing him down in the 2. Michael in that 3 around that last turn. It looks like Riku going to get the 1, Jackson going to get the 2, and Michael going to get the 3. 12 Expert on the track. Brody, Ryder, Akira, Jason. Akira out front in the 1. Akira, Jason, and the Downies chasing him down. Ryder and Brody. But it looks like Akira going to get the 1. Jason the 2. Ryder and Brody. 13 Expert on the track. Sora, Graham, Cooper, and Gunner. Gunner out hot in the 1. Sora Higuchi in the 2. Cooper and Graham around that SeaTac turn. Gunner in the 1. We got Sora going on the inside. Gunner on the outside. Sora, though, trying to make it. Oh, couldn't make it stick. Gunner holding him off. Gunner in the 1. Sora in the 2. Cooper in the 3. Graham in the 4. Around the last turn, though, looks like Gunner Downey out front. Going to get the 1. Sora going to get the 2. Cooper the 3, and Graham the 4. This is the next mystery moto on the track, the last one of the night. Mystery moto on the track. Caleb, Orion, Raddick, Jace, and Noah. Caleb Vessel out front in the 1, Raddick in the 2, Jace in the 3. Mystery moto on the track. Caleb Vessel out front trying to hold off Raddick. Caleb, Raddick, Jace, 1, 2, and 3, Orion and Noah around that last turn. It looks like Caleb Vestal gonna get the mystery moto in the 1. Raddick the 2, Jace, Orion, and Noah. (17-20) Expert, Angel, Noah, Hayden, Hudson, Judah, Jackson, Noah Miguel out front in the 1. Angel in that 2, Jackson in the 3, Hudson in that 4, Hayden and Judah around that second turn, though. Noah Miguel out front. Angel, Jackson, Hudson, 1, 2, 3, 4 around that last turn. Noah Miguel out front in the 1. Noah, Angel, Jackson, Hudson, Hayden, and Judah. Last 2 motos of the night. We got Jim. I think Jim wore himself out on the pit bikes. In the 3, we got Zach, Jesse, and Jim. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, now Jim jumps it. In that 3, it looks like Zach in the 1, Jesse 2, Jim in the 3. Around that second turn, though, Zachary Slota out front in the 1, Jesse Berry in the 2, Jim in the 3. Around that last turn, Zach, Jesse, Jim down the last straightaway. It looks like Zach, Jim, and Jesse. Last moto on the track, Circa in the 1, Gates in the 2, but Dom taking the big side in the 1. Dom, Marlin, Tommy P, and the Bike Master, but the state champ out front in the 1, the Gold Cup champ in the 2. It looks like Circa, Gates, Payne, and Bushnell, but looks like Circa gonna get the 1. Gates going to get the 2, Tommy P the 3, and the Bike Master in the 4. Thank you all for coming out. Again, last minute changes. We appreciate you all being flexible and coming out and helping get some money to the tracks. Again, $1,065 going to each to Bigfoot and to Bakerview. So they worked really hard trying to get their tracks clear, but just couldn't keep up with the rain. So thanks a lot to them. And like I said, their scheduled weekend is moved to the weekend of September 6th and 7th. So keep a lookout for posts about that. And then Gold Cup finals here the weekend after that. We will see you soon.